Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to take a hammer to a concept that I think gets misunderstood a lot. Manifesting.
Right. For years it's been sold as this kind of passive thing.
Yeah.
You know, just wish for it, believe it's yours, and the universe will just sort of hand it over.
Exactly. And our mission today is to get past those floaty platitudes and really find the operational blueprint. How do you turn a desire into a result?
Our main source here is an in-depth transcript from a creator who is, incredibly successful. And she lays out her strategy with this remarkable precision.
And she calls it How I Get Everything I Want All the Time.
Which is a bold title.
It's a very bold title. And it just suggests a level of success that, you have to look at it closer. People think this is just visualization. We're here to challenge that.
So what are the actual actionable steps? Not just the thoughts, but the daily labor, the mental shifts she used to get everything from, a pair of shoes to her dream house?
Yeah, from when she had nothing right up to these huge goals.
It's really about looking at manifestation as a kind of extreme, intentional planning that's just disguised as magical thinking. We need to dissect it.
It's too consistent to be an accident.
It really is. And it all starts not with dreaming big, but with defining these tiny, almost microscopic details.
Okay, so let's unpack that. This is the foundational rule, what she calls the principle of hyperspecific desire. She is not just wandering around saying, oh, I want to be successful. Wanting something for her is like a disciplined hobby. It gets this unwavering, almost archival level of attention.
The granularity is it's overwhelming. And she wants a dream house. She doesn't just, pick a style. She claims she knows the specific street address she will eventually move to.
The actual
address. And she knows the exact chandelier, the model, the material that she's going to hang in the entry hall when she can finally afford it.
It's like saying I want a new car versus knowing the VIN number of the car you're tracking. It's that specific.
It really is.
I loved the detail about her Zillow boards full of houses I can't afford yet. That one detail. It just immediately turns this vague dream into a documented, persistent target.
And it's not just a picture of a handbag on her vision board. It's the photo, the specific color, the material, and this is the key, the actual link to buy it.
The link.
So the value of that specificity it's profound. Most people, if you ask what they want, they give you a feeling. Security, happiness, wealth.
Things you can't measure.
Exactly. You can't plan for a feeling. But by defining the goal down to the link in the street address, she's doing the first step of any successful project.
Right.
Define a quantifiable, measurable target.
Right. But doesn't focusing on that, all that insane detail, especially when it's so far away, doesn't that create a risk of feeling, overwhelmed, demoralized?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? How do you keep the $5 million house goal from crushing you when you're just trying to pay this month's rent?
Yeah.
And that is where the real magic of this system comes in. It's the bridge between that massive vision and your current reality. She knows the mind freezes when faced with huge goals.
So the specificity creates the pressure.
And the tiny actions release it.
Okay, that makes sense. Defining the target is step one, but the next step is translating grandiose plans into manageable milestones. Let's use a Postmates story. It's a perfect example.
It is. So she talks about this time early on. She was a Postmates driver, and she's a self-admitted shopaholic, and she wants this new pair of shoes. They were about, $75 back then?
Yeah, totally out of her budget. And the natural impulse for most of us is to think, I need an extra $75, and then just get stuck because it feels like too much all at once.
But her strategy was brutally simple, repeatable. She just committed to picking up one extra delivery every single day.
That's it. Just one small specific action that maybe brought in an extra $5 or $10.
And the psychological framing is what's so fascinating. She didn't think of it as saving $75. She thought of it as achieving one extra micro goal per day.
And it didn't really affect her daily life, she said. It was manageable, a non-disruptive effort.
Right. But after just 2 weeks of that, just that steady, intentional action, the shoes were paid for.
That is the ultimate hack against procrastination. It breaks the big problem, I don't have enough money, into something you can do right now.
It completely reframes manifesting. It's not passive, it's tactical, daily labor.
And she says the method is exactly the same today, whether it's $75 shoes or a multi-million-dollar business deal.
It's all about translating the vision board, the Zillow listing, into a minimum daily output. It's just rigorous micro-planning.
Uh-huh.
If you want the yacht, what's the tiny extra thing you're doing today?
The genius is that the action is so small you have no excuse not to do it. You don't need motivation for $75. You just need it for one extra delivery.
It's daily commitment.
But that level of dedication, it requires more than just action. Your mind has to be completely on board.
Which brings us perfectly to the next stage, the mental conditioning, or what she calls practicing your reality.
This is where she uses these unique physical simulations to, in her words, rearrange my reality to make it match my visions.
It's not just thinking, Rich. It's physically simulating that future state before it happens.
And this is where the method gets really unique and honestly pretty compelling. Let's take the jewelry example. She got her hands on real Tiffany's and Cartier boxes.
Real boxes.
Real boxes. Then she put cheap fake jewelry inside them and just scattered them around her house.
It's a brilliant move. I mean, the psychological impact of seeing the real luxury packaging, it creates this cognitive state of readiness.
Right. She's not just visualizing, she's giving her brain tangible, tactile evidence of the reality she plans to live in.
Seeing that real Tiffany box every day moves the goal from, play pretend into practicing her future existence.
But let's play devil's advocate here for a second. Is there a risk that this just turns into consumerism? Surrounding yourself with the packaging but without the substance?
I think that's the critical difference. If she were just saying she was rich, it would be superficial. But she's coupling the vision, the box, with the relentless daily action, the Postmates strategy.
So the box is just a reminder.
That's a constant, tangible reminder of the target, which then fuels the action and state conditioning. And the marble floors example, that takes it way beyond just decoration.
Ah, yes. The legendary marble floors. I mean, people really thought she was insane for this.
I can see why.
She wasn't wealthy enough yet, but she needed to feel that reality. So she installed fake marble tiles on her floors, a permanent physical installation.
That she walked on day in and day out for years. An astonishing commitment to the future state.
And she'd walk on them knowing they were fake, but using it as this daily affirmation. This isn't it, but it's as close as I can get right now.
So when the real success arrives, there's no psychological shortcut. She's already been living in that environment, basically. She's just waiting for the upgrade. It's immersive practice.
That kind of physical dedication has to build an incredibly strong mental foundation, which moves us perfectly into the mindset required for all this.
The boldness, the luck, the relentless perseverance.
Right. She talks a lot about being incredibly bold and just openly declaring what you want.
Which is really about removing that filter of fear most of us operate with. If you don't ask, the answer's already no.
Yeah.
So you have to ask.
We saw that with the fireplace story. She knew she couldn't afford this luxury apartment, but she went and toured it anyway.
Just to see the fireplace.
Just to see this one beautiful fireplace, and she mentally declared that needs to be mine. Months later, she runs into the new owner. If she hadn't been so bold, that chance encounter would have meant nothing.
And that's why her redefinition of luck is so powerful. She's very clear. Luck is not random chance. Luck, she says, is merely exposure to chance.
Your job is to maximize the exposure.
And maximize your preparation for when that chance shows up.
I mean, that's a compelling way to frame it. But let's be honest, standing next to the head of Shopify in an elevator is still mostly chance. How does she make sure she's not just wasting her time in these right rooms?
Because the preparation is relentless. That's the part she controls. Sitting next to the Shopify CEO, that's the chance. Her preparation is, in her words, having the business pitch already in my pocket, ready to go at all times.
She's not just showing up, she's showing up fully loaded.
Exactly. She's actively putting herself in the right rooms with the right people, but she makes sure the variable she controls, her readiness, is always at 100%.
So it's about treating every single interaction, from the elevator to a conference, like a high-stakes, pre-rehearsed audition for your future.
Precisely. And she admits she is not always batting 1,000, but she stresses that she is out here batting and swinging all day long. Success is a numbers game.
It's the sheer volume of attempts that almost guarantees a hit. If a goal doesn't work the first 10,000 times, she's committed to being the one who tries 10,000.
That's the unwavering persistence. It let her back her own crazy business ideas with her own money when no one else would. The perseverance just outweighs the initial risk.
It's backing the vision with concrete commitment. Okay, so we have all this intense action, this planning, this boldness. To tie it all together, we have to look at the motivation, the why.
And the crucial role of other people in all of this.
Right. The source says that while her initial drive might have been about acquiring things, the shoes, the bags, Her deepest fulfillment eventually shifted.
The validation she really wants now is when people tell her that her journey inspired them to chase their own dreams.
That shift from acquisition to inspiration, that became the real heart of her motivation.
And that new why directly informs what she calls the ultimate cheat code for success.
Which is kindness and connections.
Yes, but not just as a general moral rule. It's a strategic recognition of the power of reciprocity.
She frames the golden rule. Treat others the way you wish to be treated, as a form of social capital. She argues it brings back gold to you tenfold. She calls it a cheat code because it's the easiest way to stack the deck in your favor.
Kindness is capital. I love that phrasing. She stresses treating everyone, from the barista to the billionaire, with the same level of respect.
And why?
Because the easiest way to get what you want is to create a world where people want to help you get it. You need people rooting for you, and that is earned through consistent, genuine respect.
So if your goal is hyper-specific, getting a meeting with a CEO, the groundwork of kindness ensures that when you ask for that favor, people are already emotionally invested in seeing you win.
It compounds the value of those random chance encounters we talked about. And the last piece of wisdom she offers gives perspective on the inevitable failures.
All those swings and misses.
Exactly. She learned that sometimes not getting what you want is also getting what you want.
Because it means the splendor of what was coming was so much more.
It creates this incredible trust in the process itself, even when the daily work doesn't seem to be paying off right away.
So what does this all mean for you listening? This deep dive shows that this method, it's really a 5-part engine. First, extreme specificity.
Second, tiny daily action.
Third, mental practice and tangible simulation.
Fourth, unwavering perseverance to maximize chance.
And finally, strategic kindness and connections to build that social capital. It is, unequivocally hard, tactical work that's just disguised as dreaming.
It forces you to acknowledge that movement only happens through motion. The source advises us to remember this profound duality. Nothing can become everything, and everything can become nothing, which implies that your current reality, however comfortable, is temporary.